Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's reading. While these readings are valid for whenever you come to them, I did want you to show you the tarot cards I'm going to be using for this one. This one's the Awakened Tarot. There's a website on the back. It doesn't really give the creator. The book is stuck, so I will give you the website though, myryve.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. For the Oracle cards, supportive Oracle cards, I will be using You Are Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace, illustrations by Elaine Marzin. The website on this one, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A is an apple, U is an umbrella. And in case you're interested, the dice I use are just regular game dice. In case you're interested, I got them on Amazon. Not that I show the dice very often, but sometimes people ask me where the dice are from. They're metal dice from online. And that's what they look like. Alright. And now on to your reading. Hello Aries! Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. Alright, already shuffled. Let's go ahead and see what we have for Aries. That was a big breath. What is that about? Do you feel stuck with something? There's like some... Okay. So, what are we dealing with? Is something stuck? Or is it like... Is it stuck or not, is the question. You got 3 cards here that are like stuck cards. Whatever the subject is, doesn't mean your whole life... It doesn't have to mean your whole life is stuck, but like, this subject, you're stuck. You got the Hanged Man, 8 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. It's been stuck for a while, too. So for some of you, I'm guessing this could be romance. It doesn't have to be. Could be, like, feeling stuck with a job. Could be certain family members you have to deal with. Could be... Throw in whatever you think. It's like, whatever it is, it could even be a friendship if you feel like you have to have this friendship. Maybe it's a friendship to where you're like, well, one of my siblings has married so-and-so, and I don't really care for that connection, but I feel like I'm kind of stuck with it. And maybe that sibling, before that sibling married or whatever that person, they were that person was your friend, and just like over time you're like, oh, okay, I'd rather not them still be my friend, but they married into my family, so now they're kind of stuck there. You've been doing your best to just kind of deal with it. I don't know, it's a weird energy, kind of like it's there, it's just gonna be there, so... I've seen... I can think of one Aries I haven't talked to in a long time, but they... there was a person that was like that. Like, they were okay with them to start with, but then that person started dating somebody in their family, and now they're like, F-bomb, I'm stuck with them now. And they're like, if I had known at that point, I would have just, like... I would have never let them meet. I'd have never let that happen if I had known. That's a whole other story in itself, though. Anyway... There's a change coming up. Okay, so exactly how does this affect Aries when this change comes in? So the change is coming, but... Okay, so certain things are not changing, but there is a change coming. This is going to be an oxymoron, I can already tell. So, you got the Death card coming in with the Hierophant on the dice, the Page of Wands, and then the... 8 of Swords, which this is where the 8 of Swords normally shows up, or did show up in this reading, I should say. A change is coming, but like, what exactly is this change? Is a good question. Are they moving away? I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a change here, but I'm trying to understand what it is. And when it first shows up, you're like, alright, that's a difference with this person, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. It's kind of like one of those things. Kind of like, maybe this person, whoever they are, maybe you're finding out they've been struggling with substance abuse. And now they've made a change and they're doing something different and they're actually doing better with that. And you're like, all right, so that's happening, but that's their journey. That's not my journey. But it's kind of like, all right, we're just going to keep going as normal. There's more here. There's something. There's like... you not only have the Death card, you have the World card coming in. And this is another big change card, in my opinion, the Life Journey. Yeah, like, I feel like when this is coming in, you're not realizing how much this is going to affect your life. This is a very strange thing. Because whatever's coming in is making a big impact on your life, and I feel like at first you're like, that's their journey, that's their life. That's their life, that's not my life, so what do I care? When it starts really sorting itself out and the dust starts to settle, if you will, this is going to have major impacts on your life. Behind the scenes, before we get to this, let's go do the dice again. All right, Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, and then the Sun card. Okay, okay, let's just see what happens. So, a lot of conflict behind the scenes. I don't think people are telling you. One of the reasons you might not know is because people feel, this may not be always the case, but I feel like more times than not, that if you have something to say, you're going to say it. So if people are just BSing with each other, or just starting with each other, or just causing issues with each other, they keep it away from you because I feel like Aries tends to cut it to the quick. Kind of like, all right, enough of the BS. What's the problem? Let's just deal with it. I feel like Aries cuts it to the quick, which is why there's conflict around the situation that people are keeping it away from you because they don't want you to cut it to the quick. They want to play their little games, is what I'm getting. So they play their little games outside of your reach, outside of your, where you're not seeing it, where you're not hearing it. But this is causing a lot of different changes to go on here. There's a lot of hubbub around the situation, a lot of changes going on due to this person's change in behavior, whatever that may be, that I feel like you're stuck with, if that made sense. You're kind of feeling like you're stuck with this person. They're in your life, you don't really care for that, but they're there, they are what they are. This change is happening, other people have big issues around it, they're keeping it away from you. When this actually does impact you next, can we say how this is coming forward for Aries? This is weird. I feel a very weird energy with this. It's subtle. It's subtle, and I feel like the truth is coming out. Okay. Whoever this person is, again, I feel like it's the person, like, they were okay in the beginning, and then for some reason you kind of feel stuck with them. Then they're going through this change, and you're like, I don't understand what that has to do with me. That's their journey, so who cares? They're going to come forward with the truth about something. Because I feel like you're going to get along better with this person. There's one thing I feel like is very universal with Aries. People who have Aries in their chart in certain positions, or like the sun, whatever. When somebody is flat out honest with you, and you know they are, and they're telling you the truth, and they're exposing themselves, I do feel like Aries has respect for that, to some degree. To some degree. When they're genuine, and you believe them, and they're exposing themselves, and they're like, you know what, Aries, I did this, and I did that, and you know what, this is the whole story. They can't just expose themselves partially, though. Full exposure, the whole thing, nuts to soup to nuts, however that goes. Appetizer to dessert, however that is. Yeah, they're showing you something. They're telling you something. They know something. They know a lot, is what I'm actually getting. This might be why you've kind of had like an awkward feel with them, or maybe you haven't been super comfortable with them because they hold things back and you know it. And now they're kind of like, all right, Aries, I got to tell you everything because the only way this is going to work out is if I tell you everything. When they do, this is not a moment for you to make any changes or make any movements forward. That may be the ironic part. Take the information, but do not act on it. I feel like that's awkward. This is maybe why I have this awkward, weird feeling with Aries. Aries tends to move. You tend to do. You tend to be active. If people tell you stuff, you fix it. Or like if you feel like you need to do something with it, you'll just do it. The advice here is very counterintuitive to Aries. It'll be very counterintuitive to that normal energy. They're saying, do not move on it. This is not your mess to fix, and do not make it your mess to fix. Whatever this is, you're going to have the urge to move forward on it for whatever reason. They're saying, do not do that. Do not do that. What would help with this situation is for you to hold back and to watch this situation continue to play out next. Because one person has told you their truth. And it was the truth is what I'm getting. But there's other layers to this situation. Hold back. Let other people come forward with what they need to tell you. Do not prompt them. Do not tell them what you know. Because there's one person is coming forward with the truth. For some reason, you know why it's the truth. You might have some version of proof, or you've seen this, or you've seen that, or you know this, or you know that. So the person telling you the truth, hold that to the side. This needs to be more of a strategic level. Go with your strategic side. Keep it to yourself. Don't tell people what you know. Don't prompt them to tell you things. Because you're going to get other information from other sources. And when they don't know that you know things, you're going to find out the truth about some people. You're going to find out the truth about what they're doing and what they've been saying to you and what they're trying to do to manipulate the situation, possibly you. You got to hold back and be strategic if you want this to be to your success. Because I feel like we want the truth at all levels exposed. It's kind of like if you're looking at a situation and you see a band of thieves. I played Dungeons and Dragons, so maybe this is why this is in my head. You can't just go out and just handle those band of thieves and just put them in jail. You got to hold back. Don't let them. I'm just saying, let them steal stuff, but see what they're doing. Where are they taking that back to? Who's actually telling them to go steal stuff? Who do they work for? And then you got to go back a little farther. Like, all right, who does that person work for? I know it's a weird analogy, but there you go. You're doing the strategic thing. If you do, you'll find out the mysteries will come unglued. The mysteries will become unglued because there's a lot of levels to this situation. There's a lot going on here. This might unstick the whole situation. It will move it to a point where you'll have more strength. There's stress in doing it that way. It'll be very stressful for you to do that, but you will be in your total power at that point. This will make more sense when you actually see it. You'll be able to do things or see things or make better decisions that you wouldn't have made before. So it's almost like, it's almost like yelling at somebody for smacking somebody else. Meanwhile, you didn't realize the reason they smacked that person is because they tried to burn them with a match. So it's kind of like this person's trying to burn somebody else with a match and they smack them before they can do it. But you're only seeing the smack and you're like, don't touch them. How dare you hit them? Not that violence is an acceptable thing, but like you're not seeing the full picture. You're seeing like just the one person slap the other without the other context of like the match. So you're just kind of like, oh, that makes no sense. But once you're seeing like, well, yeah, if somebody was coming at me with a match and trying to burn me, I would smack it away too. Like I wouldn't let them hit me. I wouldn't let them burn me with a match. It's getting that level of information that like, okay, now that I know that, this does change what I'm looking at here. This does change what really is going on. There is some stress with this because the deeper you get, the more you hold back, the more you learn, and then you're going to kind of get deeper into the situation where you're really going to start finding out deeper truths that when people don't know you know things, they're letting things slip and not realizing you're reading between the lines very easily. You will like it. It will be stressful, but I feel like the appreciation is like knowing the actual truth versus the presented truth. You know what I mean? Instead of just seeing what's on stage, you're seeing what's behind the scenes. And this makes a big difference in this whole situation. It changes how you handle it, what choices you have to make next, and what opportunities you'll decide to move forward on based on what you learn. Are we good? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.